Nice to see you.
Hey, how are you?
The movie is epic and amazing and nothing short of awesome.
I couldn't agree more.
And the first movie's no slouch. You had big shoes to fill with it.
Yeah, but you know what? We had more resources for the second one, so bigger canvas to tell a story and make justice to what this amazing, epic story is.
And what I love about it doesn't matter how epic the sets are, how much CG you can pour into it. If it doesn't have a good story, great casting, perfect direction, none of that matters. And you have it.
I agree. There's a very, there's a heart inside this horror movie. There's a human story. There's a human drama, and yeah, it's told. This second part is told a little more from the perspective of these grown-ups. So even though the tone lives in the same world with the same movie, with emotion, comedy, and horror, there's like deeper themes that are touched.
I'm glad you mentioned the heart, because if you extract all of the horror from this movie and just had the coming of age and the heart of it and the entering the next chapter of your life part of it, it's epic and beautiful in that way.
I know. I still get touched when I see the end.
Right, and you do not see. I've got to admit, the first movie leans you towards a natural conclusion, not all of which you end up with in this movie. I don't want to plot spoil. All right, I'm not getting into dangerous territory there. So, having directed some movies and produced some movies, I can tell you my favorite part is the casting, getting to see how it all comes together, faces to the names and the themes. So, what was it like when you landed this middle-aged cast? Middle-aged, give or take.
Give or take. Well, it's one of the most exciting parts of directing a movie is finding your cast, finding your allies, finding the talent that will play these characters that people love so much. So it was, that it happens in several stages, but casting is probably one of the most exciting parts of the whole thing.
Some directors will say that every movie they've ever made will find a way to break their heart, meaning that there's always something they wish they had gotten better on it. It's never exactly the way you wanted it. But with that said, what's the moment of this movie that brings you joy, where you go, that moment is everything I wanted it to be?
The Jade of the Orient, probably. The Chinese restaurant when all the losers come, get together after 27 years.
Right.
And they start being like in front of each other in a very awkward moment, and then very fast we go to the races where all the memories start to fall into place. They start catching up.
Right.
Alcohol helps, but from director's perspective, I was thrilled by that moment because I noticed for the first time that the group was working. The ensemble was working and was credible as this group of losers.
I love the pacing of that, and I love your overall unique signature to this genre, because most horror movies, 8 to 10 minutes, pop out scare. 8 to 10 minutes, pop out scare. This, they come a little bit more fast and furious, and it's a pop out scare followed by a laugh that lands just as well.
Well, that's important. For me, humor is important for several reasons, but one of them is unpredictability, Humor and horror, you never know where's the scene gonna end, and that unpredictability keeps the audience at the edge of the seat.
You know what's unpredictable? This roof. I think it's going to cave in any minute, so I'm getting the hell out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Good to
Come
see
on.
you.